But right now, it's time for one of my new favorite segments here on the show.
Oh, my goodness. So much pressure.
Right now, it's time for one of my new favorite segments here right on the show. I think you'll enjoy it as well. Slick, pay attention. David, here we go. And that, of course, is Rick Delgado with What
Even Is That?
Even Is That?
David can't wait for it to be over with as well. All right. Hey,
take it, Rick.
Thank you, Damon.
You're welcome.
And, well, you could say it's been like, a month since I've had a chance to do another edition of What Even Is That? Well, you would be correct.
What the hell is even that?
Yeah, I know. Exactly. I'm sorry. What can I do? But between holidays and Rav special programming and, of course, Cheech over here with the detached retinas.
I'm blind!
There wasn't much I could do. But as you can tell, things are getting back to normal. So game on.
All right.
And believe you me, I've had plenty of topics ready to go. Mm-hmm. But, as we proudly exited June and now we have entered the month of July, all those cool and oddly funny topics seem to, well, as a fisherman I might say, just chum the waters for what's to come.
I can go slow ahead. Come on down and chum some of this shit.
Yeah, and if on cue, that seems to be the thought for the Biden-Harris campaign because following the debate, it has turned into Shark Week. Right.
Eating friends.
But this isn't the one on Discovery Channel, and it ain't hosted by John Cena.
No.
Yeah, that's right. There's blood in the water in D.C., kids. And, well, ever since that debate with Donald Trump 2 weeks ago, now
the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
Yes. Now, Shark Week, from that point on, has been going on 24 hours a day, nonstop from all over D.C. and the mainstream media. But all Joe and his crime-ridden family can keep doing is ignoring reality.
You are familiar with our problems. I think that I am familiar with the fact that you are going to ignore this particular problem until it swims up and bites you on the ass.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's happening because the sharks on the left didn't even wait till the morning after the debate to start. And you know who I'm thinking about? Well, because as soon as Joe went into the debate cove and started splashing around in the water, Joe's pals, who have propped him up, covered him up, and lied to the American people for the last 3.5 years, took their first bites.
A real concern here tonight that there's been some real damage done that cannot be undone.
Yeah.
Biden solidified the perception among voters, but especially among his base. They were hoping that tonight would be a game changer. They are now seeing a president who is in the White House, who they do not necessarily believe can do this for another 4 years.
Yeah, that cage of protection he had around him is now gone. And the sharks, well, they're coming from all over. And when I say all over, I really mean, Joe, it's all over. I mean, from Jake Tapper on CNN, who even hosted the debate.
He's proud to be the first black woman. Not coherent.
Yeah, to the stunned and mournful Morning Joe, who didn't even show up for work for a couple days after it and left it to Mika at MSNBC.
It was bad. He said, we quote, we beat Medicare. He couldn't seem to land a thought. It was an unmitigated disaster by any measure.
Yes, and then, of course, over on ABC, little Georgie Stephanopoulos even took his bite.
But it seemed like you were having trouble from the first question in, even before he spoke.
Believe me, I haven't even mentioned all the rest. We're talking about the New York Times, the Washington Post, the LA Times, Time Magazine, Politico, Media Buzz, the Huffington Post, and every other left-wing rag and website out there. But it didn't end there, and it still hasn't stopped because, well, the sharks are circling that dinghy called the Biden campaign.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah. At this point, he's going to need a boat the size of a Carnival cruise ship to try and survive this attack. And even then, he still might end up looking like Leon Klinghoffer. Joe's also getting it from the sycophants. You know, his friends on shows like The Cackling Hens that we call The View on ABC. Check out this headline. Or his buddy Stephen Colbert on his dumb show that nobody watches on CBS, where Colbert actually said Joe Biden debated as well as Abraham Lincoln. if you dug him up right now. And he's even getting it from the guy who probably wishes he stayed retired, Jon Stewart, from The Daily Show.
Then, of course, to be fair, State of the Union. Concern dropped a little bit at the State of the Union. He kind of nailed it. But then the debate happened, and we kind of, what the What is what?
Yeah. Even in the press briefing room, that is now considered shark-infested waters, with the feeding frenzy taking chunks.
It's a very basic, direct question.
Wait. Hold on.
They're circling Kareem.
Wait a second.
Eight times, or at least once, in regards to the president specifically.
Hold on a second.
Not what you should be able to answer by this point.
Out of everyone's favorite DEI hire, Karine Jean-Pierre, as you saw there, the sharks have been seen now breaching the surface and are making her look more like a yummy baby seal sushi roll as they prepare for the main course. And we're talking about Joe Biden.
Yeah.
The ocean turns red. In spite of all the pounding and the hollering, they all come in. They rip you to pieces.
Yes, and ripping the pieces they continue to do, with even Hollywood getting in on the act, with George Clooney sharing his latest unwanted guest opinion piece in the New York Times. He's becoming, one of the latest Biden ass smoochers to finally burn it all and run into the shower for an attempt to clean off the stench of the last few weeks. You better bring a lot of soap with you, George. Yeah. At this point, I think the only thing more dangerous than being in the water right now is if you're a homeless sex worker showing up at Paul Pelosi's house for a little game of bareback shark attack, singing Baby Shark while dressed up like My Little Gay Pony. Yeah, and as usual, you can imagine all that naked thrashing about with his boy toy there. That probably had a hook in it or something, in his mouth during his Thursday night 2 a.m. Naked Hammer Fight Club party. So there you have it. And speaking of hooks in the mouth.
Well, the last time I saw a mouth like that, it had a hook
in it.
Yeah, Damon, back to you.
Hey, that was good.
All right, what even is that?
I kept thinking of Jimmy Buffett's fins when I was watching that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought, too, when he was teasing it.
So there you have it.
All right, very good, Rick Delgado.